Okay, welcome to everyone for today's call. So today's call, we are going to talk about OCR. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition, and this one will be aided by the use of AI Builder and Azure OCR APIs. So I'm going to shift gear, the next slide. And for the next slide, we are going to talk about how this is coming to being. And my project, I have used Power Automate for the entire process. And I'm also using SharePoint for storing the extracted text from images or PDFs, which we are going to do a test on the same. My workflow as the following. So number one, we have a trigger. And this trigger happens when a new file is uploaded into SharePoint. So it will make the flow to run whenever a new file has been uploaded in a document library which I've created in SharePoint. Then the second one will retrieve the content or the file which has been uploaded in that specific document library, and will pass this file through OCR processing. So as I mentioned earlier, in this regard, we can use AI OCR or we can use AI Builder. So the reason why I chose to use AI Builder, because it was giving me the liberty to use both images and scanned PDF, and it was giving better result. But for the AI OCR, Azure AI OCR, I think it was working perfect well with images only, but I tried it with a PDF and it errored out. So that's the reason why I used AI Builder for this project. Then we also extract text. Once we've passed it through OCR, we extract this text, and I save this text in .txt file. And I'm also purposing to now save it in document format, for example, docx or .pdf. So those are some of the things which I'm planning to do. So once we've known that, why automate OCR processing? So you find that most organizations have thousands of documents which are not scanned, or some are scanned, but finding a way to digitize them can become cumbersome when we use the traditional way or the manual way of extracting information or text from these documents. So this is now where the OCR play a very important and key role. So, and again, you find that manual entry is very slow, and it is prone to the person who is extracting this text making errors, and it's very inefficient. The third one, you will also find that when using OCR, there will be improved accuracy and productivity for the same instant. So the solution to this, we are going to use Azure AI OCR, but in my case, I'm using AI Builder for extracting this kind of information from the documents. And you also find that with the use of Azure AI OCR, it will eliminate the ability or maybe the need for somebody to manually extract this text, and you find that it will speed up the entire process. So once that is done, so the project overview. So in the project overview, we are going to detect new files in SharePoint. So once we've identified a newly added file, this will trigger the flow. So we'll extract information from those files, and I'm only recognizing two types of files: the images and .pdf or .pdf, which have scanned information or text embedded in terms of images in them. Once I have done that, I'll save the extracted text as structured in file in a document library in SharePoint. Then again, you'll find that once this is done, it will also enhance the searchability in SharePoint. So you find that once I have extracted this information, when you use the normal search in SharePoint, which normally uses keyword, you'll be able to get the information about the extracted text which are saved inside those documents. Yeah, so I'm saving the text or the information with an extension of .txt. So we want to know, or want to ask ourselves how this is going to help organization. So you'll find that it will eliminate the manual extracting text. So as this process will be automatic, and once a new file lands in the SharePoint document library, it will trigger the flow and do the entire process and create a document uh, with the same content to that of the PDF, which we wanted to extract information from, or the image. You also find that it will enhance searching and retrieving scanned document. If somebody would prefer using the normal search in SharePoint, it will be a bit easy searching for the embedded text in those particular document which we've uh, we've passed through OCR and extracted information about. So the key benefits about these, we'll find that it will automate manual text extraction from images and PDF, as this will be automatic once a new document lands in. The entire flow or the entire process will be automatic. Then it will also improve document searchability using the SharePoint search. Then again, it will enhance the productivity since one do not have to manually extract this text. And again, it will ensure seamless integration with SharePoint. And again, this one is not just limited to Microsoft products. We can also use the same API calls in different cloud platforms to ensure the same process works. Then again, it will be scalable and adaptable. It doesn't matter whether you want to use this in a healthcare facility or a financial institution. So it will be able to adapt to maybe the growing demand of the facilities in question. Before that, I'm also planning once I'm able now to save the file, not in .txt file, which I'm currently having. I would want it to be that I have a way of saving it in .pdf or .docs. And once this is done, my colleague, who is Edgar, and I will be able now to incorporate Copilot to be able to read through these documents and give insights to the users who would want information which have been scanned from the PDFs or the pictures. So before we go to question and answer session, I would want to do a demo on this. I have some files which I'm going to share. I have an image and a PDF. So the image which I have is this one here, and it has some text. So this is the image I have. Just a second as I grab this image. This is the image I have, and it has this information. So I want to first test with this image whether we'll be able to extract this kind of information from it. So this is an AI generated. I told the AI to create for me a short story, so it decided to choose that name. Uh, so I'm going to test using this, and again, I'm also going to use this PDF. The PDF also has the same content to that of the image. So this is a scan. I've just added this image inside this document. So my flows looked like this. So I'm using Power Automate for the entire process. Just let it load. So this is how my flow looks. So when a new file is created in SharePoint, it will trigger this flow. We get the file content, we pass it through OCR. Then we get the scan content, and from this scan content on the compose, we want now to create a file out of it. And the file which we are creating right now is .txt file. So that's the entire process. So allow me to go to SharePoint. In SharePoint, I'm having two document libraries. So in OCR images, this is where we are going to upload our PDF or images which we want to extract text from or information from. Then once the entire process is complete, it's going to save those documents in this other library called OCR documents. So this is where we are going to be able to get the file the content which has been extracted. So it will save it right here. So let me upload the file. So I wanted to upload the other one which I shared, so this one here. And we'll do a comparison whether it has really extracted it in the right way. So it will take around 30 seconds to complete the entire process. So I can switch to my flow here and see whether it has started running. So it's not yet, so it will take around 30 seconds to start running. So once it runs, you'll see that a file will be automatically created here. So let's give it around 30 seconds. Yeah, so you can see it started running 3 seconds ago. So once this is complete, we can maybe check on the processes which are taking place. We see what's happening behind the scene. So here, this is just for initiating when a new file is created. So, and again, we are now getting the content for that file, and these are the content of this file. So this is in base 64. So the information or the image has been converted to base 64. Then we are passing it through OCR, and you can find, we can still tell, you can find that from the output, it is able to extract some of the information from the from the image which I gave it. So this is the output which we are getting from this full text of the document. Then once we are able to do that, so on this compose, I was just outputting the entire text which has been scanned out of that document. So here it is. Then I go ahead and pass that content inside a file which I'm creating here. So I'm doing a random naming of this file so that it doesn't error out when a new file with the same name lands in the document library which I've just created. So you can see this is the same content we saw from the scanned content or from this compose action. Yeah, so that's how the entire process works. So we can go ahead to SharePoint and see whether an image has been created on OCR documents. So let me reload it. Yeah, so we can maybe counter check whether the content matches you can see AI Whisperer, if you had always been fascinated. So I can check it against this. The AI Whisperer, if he has always been fascinated, you can see it's the same content we have right here. So maybe I can check this last part whether it's all the same. Yeah, you can see it has just extracted everything the way it was written. So that's the first one. So in this one, I was testing using an image. Now we can test it using a PDF file. or a scan. I imagine you have some files or you have some documents, you've just taken a picture of them. Then from this picture, you've just created a PDF and embed those in it. So we are going to find a way, or from here, we are now going to use a PDF to extract information from those pictures which you took and just save them inside that document. So I'm going to follow the same step. I'm going to head to SharePoint. Let me close this. On OCR images, I'll upload a new file, and this time around it's going to be this PDF, test PDF final. Yeah, so again, we can also wait for around 30 to 40 seconds for the entire process to complete. So the plan was, since we are able to create this kind of content, we are able to create this kind of files. I want Mela AI or the copilot which we have to be able to read from this kind of files. So from these files, it will be able to read the content, because you find that Copilot is not able to read from images. So we've now extracted text from the images, and now the Mela AI or the Copilot will be able to extract information from these documents. So let me check whether it has been able to create the new file. Let me just reload the page. So it's not yet. I can go ahead and check whether the process failed or it was successful. Yeah, it's telling me it succeeded 6 seconds ago. Yeah, and this is the file a few seconds ago. We can also check this, and we find here is the same content we had from the other image which we scanned through. So you find that with OCR, it has eased the entire process. You do not need to extract this kind of information manually. What you need to do, maybe if you are in an organization, you'd want to create a document library where users, the document which you'd want the OCR to process, you put them in one library, then it will grab them. Once new files are created, it will be able to extract that information and create another file. So again, I was also planning to make it in such a way that when a file, an already existing file in SharePoint is updated or an information is added to it, it is also able to trigger the flow so that it also captures the latest information in those documents. So that's also another thing or another piece which I'm planning to do or to add to this. So I'll take this time to welcome any question. If you have any question in regard to this, the floor is yours. You can go ahead and ask your question.
I have one question. Can you upload multiple files?
Yes, you can upload multiple files. So let me go ahead and do that. Thank you for the question. Let me showcase that. I can go ahead and do a multiple uploads, and you find that for every file which I have uploaded, it will have its own flow running or its own process. So I'll showcase that. So for example, I want, let me go to screenshots. Let me take a different document. So let me take at least 2. So let me select those 2 documents. Yeah, so Actually, for these two documents, you will see that there will be two flows running at the same time. So you will find there will be a flow running to process this first document, and there'll be another one running to process this second document. So we can go ahead to the flow and check on that. So let me reload whether the flow has started running. So we can wait for a few seconds to start running from this end. It's taking time. So as that continues, maybe I can welcome other questions as I wait for the flow to start running for the two tests which I've just conducted.
Can this
Yeah,
work on like an email?
sorry?
Can this work on like an email? Can an email be placed in a folder and then this one reads, Ama, can it also read directly from an email? You know?
Not really. This one doesn't read directly from an email, so it will be just reading from the files. From images, for example, we have images with certain information which you would want to digitize or make them readable or searchable. So for emails, it won't be able to read through the emails you received. So this one, it's not for emails, just specifically for extracting text from document PDFs, scanned PDFs, or images. Yeah, so it's purposely for that. Okay, so from Martin's question, you can see there were two processes here. So there were two files which were extracted and saved in SharePoint. You can see there are two flows which ran. So I can go ahead to SharePoint and check whether two files were created. You can see, sorry, we can add that all to OCR documents and check. There is this one, which was created about a minute ago. Let me reload it whether I'll see the second one. So it's only showing this, but generally, yeah. So this is some of the file which I uploaded. Yes, you can be able to upload multiple files, and for every file which you've uploaded, it will run it individually and process it individually and give output by saving the content or the extracted information to SharePoint document library. And thank you everyone for joining and taking your time to listen to today's presentation.